Hello and welcome back to my mapping tutorial. Next area of Pshenichina is this one. So we will do the trenches first with 2 machine gun nests and one mortar pit which we will use as a shelter bunker, and then after that we will place the houses and then the gardens. And yeah, let's do that. Alright, I skipped over the last fences, but here we go. This area, or this trench system also done. So you can see it doesn't completely conform to the form, especially this part here, which is hard to make with the trench statics that we have. Now, I'm already kind of thinking about, there's two gun positions here. I will model those once I put the actual guns there, so I can, so I can check that out. But one would be here, maybe a 5 centimeter puck. That's actually a decent position. So if you look at that, of course there will be forest here everywhere, all the pink areas and so on. But still, that's a decent position for a puck. And then the other puck is between is actually here, I think. Yeah, it's between those two, so that would be here. I guess for that I would have to remove or at least part of the vegetation here. Yeah, so that would be a second position. Yeah, I will have to remove the vegetation here. But other than that, you know what, let's do that so I don't forget. Too bad actually. Look, I will not remove all of them, but a few. Yep. So in the final version, the puck will then be here, and that's a decent field of fire, I would say. So yeah, some other things. I wanted to look like there was a big aircraft bomb dropped here, and maybe a second smaller one that blew up parts of this this barn. This part is not under the sky, so there won't be any snow there, so I just painted it with mud. It always triggers me on some maps, especially Appledorf, that there's snow inside barns. Okay. Other than that, what else is there to mention? Oh yeah, here we have our first real open building. And this is where the edge of the flag zone will be. So this is the first building. It's not that useful for defense, there's only one window to shoot out of. But I guess better than nothing, and it gives some overhead cover. And then this, I dropped this in as a placeholder, but there will be a second open building here. And then the flag zone will be in this area, and there of course will be then trenches. Like this machine gun nest and trenches behind. So this, if you look, this open building is basically this one, and this will be the other open building. And so this will be the flag zone with one machine gun nest still here. We will see, I might have to fudge the trenches here a bit, especially this MG position and also the puck positions up here, just to make sure that they actually are high up enough, or high up enough, yeah. Well, high enough on this hill in order to still shoot over the buildings here. If you can see, I will have some cover that way. And so we will have two lines of trenches. I think will be pretty cool. Anyway, I think I will start with that in the next video. Until then, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Actually, fuck it, the video would be too short. So what we're gonna do is we will keep working on that, but before that I thought it would be nice, let's fly across the map and look at what I've done so far. Starting in the Russian main base with their trenches, then their forward positions here, then the first sector here with the bombed villages of Toropino and Emilianovo. Toropino over here. And we have the windmills, the still relatively sparse forest. Then over here, this is where we're working on now, so we are actually getting towards the end here. Nice stuff. Anyway, gonna work on this area now. Alright. I think I'm gonna see trenches in my sleep now, but we are done with this system here. I roughly oriented myself on this one. Obviously there's some differences, but like the overall idea I think is still there. This machine gun nest I decided not to include. Instead, what I will do there, as you can see, you have the shelter bunker here. On this side there wasn't really a space for another one, and I don't think I need to. But what we will do here is put a lafette here. Look at that. Imagine the field of fire you got here on people coming, or maybe on this side, who cares, but imagine the field of fire you get from here towards the forest. So that's gonna be nice. So instead of the normal bunker we will put a lafette there. Other than that, let's just run through. Always run through your trenches, make sure they look okay. So here will be the German spawn for this sector, or one of them. So some infantry will spawn here, and then you can run through here into the trenches. Then over here there will be an anti-tank gun looking in this direction, kind of guarding the flank. And then from there you can get into the secondary trench system here. Now there's another way out here if you want to switch over to the other one again. And I made sure that you can actually use the trenches. It's not like on Eppelsdorf, where sometimes, like, if you're in the trenches you can't actually see the approaching enemy. That's not the case on this one. Ah, crap, I forgot to close that up. 1 second before I forget. Let's do that real quick. Oopsala. Yeah, I remember I saw that earlier. I just put planks there. France. Wood planks, let's take the 4-meter ones. No, not quite. That should do the trick. This. And yo. That should work. Alright, where were we? So, you can get out here. Oh yeah, over there of course, another. Okay, and here this barn is also actually this building here. So that did actually exist here. There's another shelter. Maybe we will make that one into a mortar actually, but we will see. Another machine gun nest for the flank here. And this is where the, or generally starting here, I will make the field down here, the graveyard. That's the word I was looking for. So the graveyard will be here up to this erosion there. So that's gonna be nice. Add some more details. So, and as I said, over here you can get out, run over to the other trench system here. This actually leads into your into the into the village here. One of these entrances here, as I said in the earlier video, this is this position, so there will be a gun here, 5 centimeter probably. Lots of anti-tank guns in this sector. I think I will give the first sector, the 3.7 mil guns, 2 static ones, normal ones that are static, and then 2 movable ones with the Stielgranate to ambush tanks. And as you can see, I think it's a decent field of fire here and all around. Can get some shooting done. Oops. The other side it's okay. Alright, let's see, this is why you always run through your trenches. That's how you find that kind of stuff. Do the beta tester's job for them. Makes it easier, or makes it less work later on. When it comes to finishing the map, then you already have squashed a few little visual bugs like that. It's the same later with floating statics. That's a problem when not so much with major static placement, but with like boxes and shit that can happen. Always run around, you will find more that way. Turn it a bit. It's fine. Okay. Where were we? Here. Then the trench goes over. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's actually not nice. How does it look on this side? Stupid trenches. Pieces of shit. This I might actually be able to fix like this. Question is, does it fuck up this side? It does not. Okay, that was an easy fix then. Okay, so here it goes over the crest of the hill. And then you're behind the hill again, where you have the, here it goes down, where you have the spawning area then later. You're behind the crest of the hill, so that's more of a communications trench. So yeah, what is the plan then? For one thing, we have to make the graveyard and the gardens for this row of houses. Here it might be a bit tricky, but we will see. Let's see. Oh yeah, alright, I deviated from the plan. But yeah, gardens roughly up to here. And the graveyard in this area, and then I think this one is done. I need to also add more vegetation over here, but I will do that off camera. And then the last flag that we have to do is up here, and I'm kind of thinking I might end up making this a real simplistic flag with like an observation point. So not a trench system up here, but an observation point with one of those binoculars that you can look down into the valley here. And then I want to make 2 big tank pits up here, because that's what happened in the real battle. Stuks apparently were dug in on top of the hill, so maybe a tank pit like here, and another one here in this direction, and then a big observation post, and that will just be the flag. And then after we are done with that, there will be a hamlet here, well that of course too, but that's OOB, and then a German main base, still undecided, either here, behind this hill, it should be relatively protected, or behind the hill down here in the forest. Kind of leaning towards this one though, and that's where the Stuks will spawn. And after that, major object placement is done, and we can do some gameplay placement. Gameplay object placement. And after that, well, after that the next step. Alright, hope you enjoyed it as always. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.